You stand still, a machine hums, a button clicks, and something flashes, though you see nothing at all. A moment later, there you are on a screen. Not your face, not your skin, but the pale curve of your bones glowing inside you. No knife, no pain. Just light that walked straight through your body and left a shadow behind. Tonight we slice open the X-ray machine and follow that invisible light, one step at a time. An X-ray is a photograph, but it is taken with light your eyes can never catch. Ordinary light bounces off your skin, so a camera only ever sees the surface. X-ray light is far more energetic, with waves packed thousands of times tighter. That tiny, powerful wave does not bounce off you. It pushes through. To make a picture from it, the machine must first create this light, aim it, and then catch whatever survives the trip. Let us start where it is born. Inside the machine sits a sealed glass tube with all the air pumped out. At one end is a thin coil of wire, much like the filament in an old light bulb. Electricity runs through it until it glows white hot. At that heat, the metal can no longer hold onto its own electrons, and they begin to boil off its surface, drifting into the empty space as a faint cloud. These loose electrons are the raw material. On their own, they do nothing. They need a push. Across the tube sits a metal target, and between it and the glowing wire, the machine builds an enormous voltage, tens of thousands of volts. That voltage acts like a steep cliff. The cloud of electrons, being negative, is yanked hard toward the positive target. In the vacuum, there is nothing to slow them, so they accelerate across the gap until they are traveling at a fierce fraction of the speed of light. They arrive as a tight, invisible stream of pure energy. The target is a block of tungsten, a metal chosen because it barely melts. The racing electrons crash into it and stop almost instantly. That violent braking has to send their energy somewhere, and a sliver of it is flung out as X-ray light, sharp, invisible waves born from the collision itself. Most of the energy, though, becomes heat, enough to ruin the metal. So the target is shaped like a disc and spun at high speed, spreading the burn across its whole rim. The X-rays spray out from that bright spot in every direction, but a wild beam would be useless and unsafe. So just below the target sits a thick shield of lead with a small window cut through it. Lead is dense enough to swallow stray X-rays, so only the rays heading the right way slip out through the opening. From the window comes a narrow cone of invisible light, aimed at exactly the part of you the doctor needs to see. Now it meets your body. X-rays travel in dead straight lines, and they are far too small and energetic to bounce off ordinary flesh. Skin, fat, and muscle are mostly water and light atoms, with wide gaps between them. To the racing X-ray, this tissue is almost like fog, easy to drift through, with only a few rays caught along the way. So most of the beam sails clean through the soft parts of you and keeps going, barely dimmed, toward the far side. But not everything lets it pass. Your bones are different. They are packed with calcium, a heavier atom whose dense cloud of electrons stands right in the beam's path. When an X-ray meets that wall of electrons, it is far more likely to be absorbed and stopped cold. So fewer rays make it through bone than through the flesh around it. Each bone throws a sharp shadow into the beam, like a hand held up in front of a flashlight. Metal, a tooth filling, or a swallowed coin blocks even more. On the far side of you waits a flat panel, the catcher. For 100 years this was a sheet of film, but today it is a digital screen. Its front layer is a special crystal that does a clever trick. When an invisible X-ray strikes it, the crystal flashes with ordinary visible light. Behind that sits a grid of tiny sensors, the same kind found in a phone camera, which read each flash and turn it into a number. The picture is built from those numbers. Now look at what the panel recorded. Where many rays got through, the soft tissue, the detector was flooded with light, and we paint those spots dark. Where bone blocked the beam, few rays arrived, so those spots stay bright and white. The result is a shadow map of your insides, pale bones, dark flesh, every density written as a shade of grey. It is not a slice through you, it is a flat silhouette, the whole thickness of your body pressed into one image. Because each ray carries enough energy to nudge the atoms in your cells, the machine fires only a brief measured burst, and a lead apron guards the rest of you. Soft organs are a problem though, since they all look the same foggy grey. So patients sometimes swallow or are injected with a dye full of heavy atoms like barium or iodine. It floods a stomach or a blood vessel and blocks X-rays, lighting that hidden soft tissue up as bright and clear as bone. So here is the path, start to finish. A hot wire boils off a cloud of electrons. A huge voltage hurls them across a vacuum into a tungsten target. The sudden stop throws off X-ray light. A lead window shapes it into a narrow beam. The beam pours through your soft tissue but is blocked by dense bone. A flat panel catches whatever survives and turns each ray into a number. And those numbers become a shadow map, your skeleton drawn in light you were never able to see. An X-ray is not magic, and it is not a knife. It is patient, invisible light, sorted by what your body lets through. Bone stops it. Flesh waves it on. And from that one simple difference, a hidden picture appears. So the next time you stand against that cold panel and hold your breath, you will know exactly what is rushing through you. Thanks for watching The Cutaway. Stay curious.